planning something extremely special for this upcoming tour, something that we've never done before. The band honestly feels the weight of the legacy. Every decision that we make is always taken with the legacy and the future of the band. We are more than a legacy band. If we were to just do a full An Insatiable set, we would be shooting ourselves in the foot.
Cryptopsy also made history by being the first metal band ever to perform in Saudi Arabia.
It was intense. I was given a list of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't swear. I couldn't tell them to mosh. Cryptopsy is here to perform, and we're bringing a massive show production, the biggest that we've ever done.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do an interview with us.
Very happy to be here. Thank you. Bonjour à tout le monde. I'm very happy to be here promoting the upcoming Cryptopsy tour, the Decibel magazine tour, 2026. What a lineup. We are stoked to be back headlining. We haven't headlined North America since 2023, which was our first tour back after the pandemic. We were just getting our feet underneath us. Now we are very ready, and we are planning something extremely special for this upcoming tour, something that we've never done before. It's like a whole new, we feel like amateurs, green, unexperienced people dealing with all the technology that we're trying to bring to the stage coming up. But we're going to get there, and we have a few months to get there, and we're working towards that. We're excited to share it with everyone and to see it ourselves, actually.
Oh, that's extremely good. And we'll be more than happy to cover that on your last day in Montreal. This is where we're going to be covering the whole show. And honestly, I can't wait. That's the first time we're going to see you guys for live.
Oh, wonderful. I'm very excited. Very excited to be back. I've never played Fairmount Theater, so I'm excited to get on that stage. I've seen a lot of shows there. I've interviewed a lot of bands there with my podcast, Vox and Hops, but I've never actually performed there. So it's going to be cool. And Montreal shows are always special because Cryptopsy is from here, started here over 30 years ago. We are celebrating 30 years of An Insatiable on this tour. So it's a Montreal is home. So it's exciting, and it's always a room full of faces of recognizable people and loved ones and friends. So it's always a special one. And we finish there, which is always a nice thing to do too.
Exactly. From the stage straight, you're going to go home to rest, right?
Well, we got to load out, but yes, after that, yes. Unless I have your permission just to go home, and I'll let the band know.
I can do that for you, no problem. Yeah, and mentioning An Insatiable, that's like one of the albums that I still consider one of the greatest death metal records ever. So when are you gonna step on stage and like those songs are about to start, what goes through your mind? Like, do you feel the weight of that legacy on your shoulders?
I always feel the weight of the legacy. The band honestly feels the weight of the legacy, probably aside from Flo because he was there. But for the other members of the band, always we think about everything that has happened before us, the amount of members that have contributed and performed before us. It is very important for us to uphold that legacy and to honor all of their hard work. Every decision that we make, everything that we do is always built and taken with the legacy and the future of the band in being heavily weighs upon us.
Yeah. And also what makes it more powerful is that on the Decibel tour, not only celebrating the past, but also like doing it while An Insatiable Violence is making serious noise out there.
Thank you. When we planned all of this None So Vile tour cycle, the All So Vile tour cycle, we had just dropped As Gamora Burns. We were in Europe. It was actually 2 years ago that I've been planning this for 2 years, and we've been planning this for 2 years. And we didn't know how well the new era of Cryptopsy was going to resonate with fans. So once we dropped As Gamora, we won the Juno.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
toured that. We saw that there was a lot of interest for the new era material as well as the legacy era. And then we dropped as An Insatiable Violence, and the reception that received was like tenfold what we received for As Gamora Burns. We knew that it was very important for the future of the band to not just become a legacy band. We had to embrace and showcase and push this new record to the people, to the fans. It's important for us. It's important for the future of the band because we are more than a legacy band. Yes, we have albums that are very important to the death metal genre, but what we are doing right now is still highly relevant. And that is some, if we were to just do a full None So Vile set, there was a lot of discussion in the band about this, we would be shooting ourselves in the foot for the future of the band. And the band still has many more years in the tank. As long as Flo can blast, we're going to be out there. So it's very important for us to nurture this new era of Cryptopsy and to showcase it and to display what we got alongside a lot of our peers, which are also crushing and being relevant. We don't want to be forgotten and just be the None So Vile band. So we had to make a decision. So we are playing a lot of None So Vile. We will not play all of None So Vile. And we're going to play a lot of new material as well.
And also speaking of nurturing the band and growth, Cryptopsy also made history by being the first metal band ever to perform in Saudi Arabia. That was back in December 2023.
Correct. Yes. I had
Because
no
yeah,
idea. I had no idea that it was going to be a thing. I didn't realize that it was going to be such an impactful event until about a few days before I left for that tour. We did like this live Instagram with the promoter Gigi from Heavy Arabia and another band that was performing at that show. And that is when I realized that we were going to be the first international extreme metal band to ever
yeah,
perform there. And I had seen in the headlines like Metallica's coming, Metallica's going to play Saudi Arabia. They are the first. And I was like, oh yeah, well, they're actually not. So I created this perfect little press package with like photos and quotes from me and the band and a quote from the promoter. And I sent it to Metal Injection, Frank Godlin, shout out to you, and he got it up on his site, and then everyone else just took it and ran with it. So it was cool. It was a very unique experience to perform in an area where they had metal shows before, but they were
yeah.
extremely underground. There was metal all throughout the. When we went in 2023, it was just about 5 years that the religious rule had alleviated a bit, had gone back a bit, and there were metal shows even when there was a religious rule, but it was extremely clandestine. But there was no bands flying in from other countries to come and perform. So it was cool. It wasn't the biggest show in the world. It was intense. I was given a list of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't swear. I couldn't tell them to mosh, but they still moshed nonetheless. And they got rowdy and we had fun. There was about like 100 or 125 people in the room. It felt like a normal metal show, except I was in a country that had never had an international metal show before.
And what other country comes in mind that you want to have the same impact that you guys did in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, I don't know. We just I'll be honest with you. We just did an Asian tour. That Saudi Arabia show was a part of a previous Asian tour that we had done. We just wrapped up an Asian tour, which in my mind, I was like, since we're in Asia, we should go do Australia and New Zealand because they're so close. They're not close. You got to look at the map. They're not close. So we flew forever. So we are not interested at this exact moment in doing any more fly tours because we took lots of airplanes and we want to we don't want to do it right now. So we're tired. We're tired. We just got back from Europe right after that tour. So we're tired. We're hyped up for the Decibel tour. I sort of just want to crawl into a tour bus, and that's where I'm at right now. So I'm sure there's a bunch of other countries that I would love to play. There is one that I've never played that I do want to play at, and the band has
Mhm.
played at, and we are booked to play at a festival there this summer, and that is Finland. I've never been to Finland, and I would like to go to Finland, and I am going to Finland in August. So that's my bucket list. It's like an iconic Children of Bottom and other bands that are just great from Finland, obviously. But other strange remote places is not on our bucket list at the moment. We want to we need to take it easy from the airplanes.
If you don't mind me asking, is it as close as Montreal to Vancouver?
To fly where? Depending where.
From Asia to like on the last tour when you went to Australia.
No, it's like 14-hour flights. It's not fun.
Okay, yeah, it's not fun at all.
And we're not first class yet, where we have aspirations as to reach there one day, but we are not. We are very much economy, seated all in a row like this for 14
Oh,
hours. As much as you love your bandmates, by the end of that flight, you want to kill them.
all right. So I want to talk also a little bit about the Insatiable Violence album. You said the title came from a dream about a person fixing a machine all day, right?
Crazy. It was the most vivid dream that I've ever had. It was before As Gamora came out. I woke up, I took my phone, and I still have the note for it in my phone. And the original title was An Insatiable Lust for Violence, and Flo edited it down very smartly to An Insatiable Violence. But it was just the most vivid dream of a person working all day in the hot sun, fixing a machine, working on it, trying to make like really, really, really tinkering with it. And then at night, as the sun is setting and it's a bit cooler, he straps himself into this machine, and then the machine tortures him all night long. And while it tortures him, he spends his time analyzing the machine as to how to make it more efficient, how it could torture him more effectively while not killing him, but just bringing him to an inch within the end of his life. And then the next morning, he wakes up and he implements these changes.
Right?
And then the cycle repeats itself over and over and over again. And as most humans nowadays do, I have a crippling addiction to social media, being the person that runs the socials for the band, being the person that ran the socials for my podcast, Box and Hops. You had to be on it. You had to feed the algorithm. You had to push. You had to interact. It's just this never-ending cycle of violence. That's so.
And how do you balance using that as an artist, like especially with the big
I,
shows
I, I,
coming in?
my
Where
wife,
also,
my wife
yeah,
yells at me, "Put your phone down." That's what happens. And then I'm like, "But I just got to make this post."
yeah, we always feel the pressure that we're gonna feed the machine, right?
Exactly. So that's it. Basically, and that's we are the human, and the human race is the human in the dream, and the machine is social media. And as much as we need it and we think that we have to feed it, it's constantly hurting us because it's hurting the I'll get on just to do one thing, and all of a sudden 30 minutes is gone and I'm doom scrolling nothingness. And then,
And
that's just constant torture.
yeah. And also something new that I kind of find in this album is that vocally, like the growls are deeper and the screams are stronger. So
Thank
I
you. Now
feel that this, yeah.
I changed vocal techniques right before As Gamora Burns on that touring
Mhm.
cycle of Tome 2. During the recording process of Tome 2, I brought out the new voice a little bit because I was just stepping into the vocal booth while recording that
Mhm.
EP, and I was just warming up my voice, and I just let out a false chord scream. And Chris was like, "What is that? Why aren't you using that?" So we did a few lines here and there with that. And that voice, at that point in time, we don't call it this anymore, but at that point, we called it the Chris Bark because it was sort of Chris Barnesy, but a bit barky at the same time. And then the whole touring cycle for Tome 2, I remember the first show we were touring with Aborted in Europe on the Hell Over Europe tour with Benighted and Cytotoxin. We're in the Netherlands. And I remember being on stage and having to constantly check myself as to, am I doing the right technique or am I doing my old technique? So that whole touring cycle, any Lord Worm song, I would use this Chris Bark voice. And then as that touring cycle was ending, Chris was like, the next record, we're only using that voice. Pandemic hit. I had time to practice a bit in the house. I did some guest vocal spots with using that technique. And then when As Gomorrah Burns came around, I solely used that technique. And the same thing with An Insatiable Violence, which is just really just a very relaxed, very natural technique for myself. It's something that I can use all the time. It's something that just never goes away. I'm never stressed about it. And the technique I was using before, which was more like of a fry vocal, tunnel throat vocal, um, it was a lot more work, and I was pushing so hard because I wanted to be so brutal and evil, and I was hindering the actual delivery. So I really just relaxed a lot more, and I'm having a lot more fun. As for the high screams on Insatiable Violence, which is mainly the biggest difference in my opinion, that came from the fact that I have a new project and I was doing a lot of pre-prod for that. And that project, I use a lot more of a higher register. And I was just messing around with it, playing with it. And then we had recorded a lot of the new record at Chris's house. Whenever I record a record with Chris, I go and I live at his house and we do it every day and we analyze it every night. And the next day we fix things and we keep going. It's a very, very, not intrusive. It's a bit intrusive. Very focused is a word that's escaping me right now. It's a very focused vocal recording. That's not the word I'm looking for. Immersive. It's an immersive experience recording vocals with Chris recently because I go and live there and it's my favorite way to do it. And we had done probably 4 or 5 songs until that voice came out in like the 5th song. And he was like, we have to go back and we have to redo some highs in the other songs with this voice. And I'm happy that we have because it's been great. And live, I've been having so much fun with these new high registers that I've been dragging into the older material. It's been a lot of fun.
What's gonna be your favorite song playing on this upcoming tour?
Oh, easy. We all have the favorite song. For Malicious Needs is by far our favorite song right now. It is very powerful. The groove is amazing. It's just unbelievable, just incredible. I love it just so much. And I like the fact it's like a reassuring thing, which is letting us know that we made the right decision. That when we do play that song, I see people in the crowd, their faces light up because they recognize it and they want it. And that means that we're making the right decision by playing not just all of old stuff and playing new material. So that is really our favorite song. Plus, it's the last song, and if you've ever done an extreme metal show, when you reach the last song, it's the best part of the show.
And also the encore.
Oh, we don't know encores. We don't believe in encores. After everything we've given you, you have enough.
That was extremely funny. No encore. Thank you so much for that. So after you guys gonna hit, I'm gonna try to grab the set list and run away.
Exactly.
I want to talk a little bit about Embrace the Nihility since we've seen a very strong comeback of Mike Decibel. And like when he stepped back in the booth, how was that moment like for you guys?
It started as a joke. It was when we write vocals in the studio together, Chris and I. Chris, like the song finished and he was like just placing out patterns. And then he jokingly said, and then it passes at the end of the song as we were like setting up the patterns and how I should deliver the vocals for that track. And then he looked at me and he was like, this is like, it's a really good idea. It's like, can we do this? Can we rip ourselves off? And I was like, well, we've been dropping a bunch of Easter eggs throughout the whole album from previous Cryptopsy eras. We may as well be able to get away with this. So I tracked it originally when we finished that song that day. And then that night, as we're sitting, listening to what we did that day, having a few beers, he was like, what if we get Mike DeSalvo to do it? And I thought it was funny. I was like, this would be good. I love Mike. He's amazing. The Cryptopsy vocalists and other members, we were still very tight. We still communicate a lot. Always very happy to see each other. So we asked Mike DeSalvo, and he said yes immediately. And he recorded it on his own, and then just shipped it to us. It was awesome. It was just this little Easter egg. This only like super true fans will catch all the Easter eggs that we dropped into this album. But that was one of them, and it was an honor. It was great. He's wonderful. He came out recently when we were on tour with Nile and came and did Phobofile with us. He's the best.
Speaking of past eras and Easter eggs, so a buddy of mine, Austin, he's like, when I told him that I'm gonna have a discussion with you, Matt, he was like, okay, you should ask him this. Whose ideas was it to bring back the Lord Worm merch?
No, that was my idea. The bring back Lord. No, that was yeah, that was my idea. We were on tour with Atheist. There was a lot of ideas that happened on that Atheist tour. I don't know what was in the water or what we were doing, but there was a lot of really good ideas on that tour. I think the None So Cute idea came out. I think I came up with None So Cute came up, and then Bring Back Lord Worm came up around the same time. And I was expecting it to sell way better than it did, since it's basically one of the top comments whenever we drop something. But it didn't sell as well as I thought it would. But it was my idea, and it was a tongue-in-cheek little funny thing. And at least if I see someone in the crowd wearing that, I know where they stand.
By the way, the Not So Cute shirt, I've been looking for it forever.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we'll have to do
yeah.
we'll do another batch. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah, when I've seen someone wearing here like a last show in Ottawa here when Zero State played, I'm like, okay, so I'm missing on merch. This is
Okay.
not fair.
I will communicate with indie merch after this.
Yeah, and also talking about artwork. So the latest one being created by Martin Lacroix. It adds another emotional layer to the album. So when you look at the cover, like, what do you feel as an artist?
It was just perfect. It was this perfect idea that Ollie had. We had communicated with another artist for the cover of An Insatiable Violence, and the deadline was so short that when we received the artwork that he created for it, we didn't like it, and we were in big trouble because of the deadline. So I wrote there's like 3 or 4 or 5 graphic artists that do most of the covers that you see out there nowadays, and they all had ridiculous wait times. So I didn't know what to do, and I was really stressed. And Ollie was like very close to Martin Lacroix. A lot of his tattoo work was done by Martin. They were good friends on top of that. And he had the idea, what if we discuss the idea with Martin's family to see if they have any art pieces that we could commission and use for the cover. It was a great idea because, first off, it's an awesome homage to Martin. Martin sang on None So Live, but he never necessarily had his chance to put his artistic mark on a Cryptopsy release vocally. So it was a great way to allow him to do that. And it honors us very much because he was really awesome, a wonderful human, fantastic vocalist. And it's an honor to have his artwork on the cover. It was really, we were really, really happy. And the way that it feels and looks matches the vibe of the music really well. It was really easy. We received like maybe 10 pieces of art from the family to look through, and immediately we're like, this is the one. It was very
So it
easy.
feels like a personal connection to that.
It just fit. One of these things that you can't make up.
And so now, like, you've won a Juno, you're nominated again for another one, headlining one of the biggest extreme metal tours in North America, and even like some artists outside of death metal, like Billy Strings, have shown love and collaborated with you. So back in the early days of Cryptopsy, did you ever imagine the band would reach this level of recognition?
I can speak for my time, my era in the band. When I joined the band, we sort of misstepped, and the band really fell from where it was. I took that personally. I felt like I was the problem. So it does feel good that we've climbed back up. I always aspire to, like, when I joined the band, my first tour was in Europe. That was awesome. But then we did Summer Slaughter, which was a huge opportunity that we sort of squandered. We were not where we are now. We were not playing the way we are now. I was not singing the way I do now. We were not presenting ourselves the way we do now. We have spoken about it recently that I would love to go back and be the band that we are now and play that Summer Slaughter lineup. It would have done wonders for the band, but that didn't happen. So we were really in a low. Um, it took us a long time to crawl back up, and I'm just grateful that the band stood behind me, that the band always believed in me. Flo Mounier always believed in me, and since the tomes, since the pandemic, we're really just all on the same page. We are a cohesive team. Ollie recently quit Cattle Decapitation, is now just with Cryptopsy. That means something to us very much. We're really back and we're really, really excited to keep showcasing to everyone that Cryptopsy is a headlining band. Cryptopsy is here to perform, and we're bringing a massive show production, the biggest that we've ever done on the Decibel tour, and we're very excited to share it with everyone.
I love it. And like for a 17-year-old, for example, just discovering Cryptopsy for the first time, and what would you want them to feel when they're gonna leave one of the Decibel shows coming up?
I want them to feel that they were just a part of something incredible. I want them to feel that they're a part of a community. I want them to feel loved and respected and a part of this cohesive unit of humans that appreciate extreme music. And I want them to know that we need them and we love them. We love this resurgence. It's been happening a lot that there's a much younger audience coming out to the shows, and it makes us really, really happy. As much as we love, obviously, the fans that have been there forever, but every band needs a resurgence, a regeneration of a fan base, and I feel like that's happening right now. So come out to a show, get in the, a 17-year-old is most likely going to get into the pit much more frequently and as often as I demand them to versus an older gentleman like me.
And also, other gentlemen like me, I've tried the pit sometimes now, and the Montreal crowd is not easy.
No, we're very intense.
Yeah.
It will be very intense at Fairmount, the last date of the Decibel magazine tour. I can guarantee you that.
And looking forward past the Decibel tour, like if you could tour with any artist in the world, regardless of genre, who would it be?
Well, it'd be nice if Billy Strings took us out. I don't think his fans would understand us, but it would be cool. We do have a list. We have a list that we'd love to go out and tour with. I would like to go back out with Cannibal Corpse, personally, because George is a huge influence and just wonderful, just fantastic vocalist. I would love to watch that again every night. We have done it before, but I'd like to do it again. I would like Behemoth. I would like to go out with Behemoth. I think that would be good for Cryptopsy. We've spoken about all kinds of, there's this whole new generation of younger bands that are just crushing. Sanguisuga Bog is one of them. I'd love to do stuff with them. I would love to do stuff. Lorna Shore is crushing as much as they're deathcore and we're death metal. I would like to go out with Lorna Shore. And there's obviously our fellow Juno nominees, Despised Icon. I would love to do a tour with Despised Icon. I did it back in the day on the Summer Slaughter, but I would like to do it again, but a much more concise show package.
Thank you so much, Matt. This was Matt Al-Ma'adin, and we can't wait to see Cryptopsy on the Decibel tour. And come join us. Like personally, Ma'adin will be there on the last show at Montreal. And is there anything else you want to add, Matt, to the people that are watching right now?
Grab your tickets, come to the Decibel tour. It's going to be something that you've never seen from Cryptopsy before because we are creating a unique show. The Montreal show is special because it's our first headliner in Montreal since 2023. We have not played in Montreal since 2024. We are celebrating 30 years of None So Vile, and we're going to have a show that is a spectacle.
Merci.
Merci.